Nobody's coming out.
Retired Captain Dan McConnell dons number 77 on the ice, playing a sport he only recently got into.
Woo!
But now you could say it's his passion.
Even if I'm having a bad day, just, coming out and just getting them in makes you feel better. It's nice to be back in a team. I spent almost 12 years in the Army where you're always on a team.
Alongside his fellow veterans, Dan skates and shoots, though you may not have even noticed yet what makes him stand out.
When I first started playing, I would occasionally get called for hooking, and one of the refs skated up, and he's like, dude, just drop your hook, or drop your stick. And I'm like, he's like, oh. He goes, I didn't even know.
Dan can't drop his stick because it's taped on in place of his hand.
It's a hybrid design, so now it's all interchangeable. If the helix breaks, I can pop it off. If the stick breaks, I can take it out and put another one in.
Ingenuity that helped Dan throughout his military career, one that came to an abrupt end on April 28, 2006. Dan, an Apache helicopter pilot, was on a mission in Afghanistan escorting a Black Hawk during a suspected ambush when his chopper crashed straight into the ground.
I just remember opening my eyes and I could look out just over the tops of my boots and there's just a desert right in front of my feet. The whole front of the aircraft is gone. Well, I picked up my arm expecting to see, just a mangled, turned the wrong way, and instead it was just an empty sleeve.
Dan was medically retired from the Army, and recovery took about a year. He not only pushed through, but he went on to pursue yet another dream, becoming a doctor. You see, before Dan was deployed overseas, he was accepted into medical school, an opportunity he wasn't going to pass up. Now, he's Dr. Dan McConnell, specializing in emergency medicine.
Let's rock it, man.
We could stop this story right here, and on an inspirational note. A wounded soldier persevering and finding peace on the ice. After all, that's the happy ending we want for our veterans. But Dan's reason for picking up this sport in the first place, another layer to his struggle. The 44-year-old lost his job last year, cutbacks, they told him, because of COVID.
I didn't expect it. I was told that when things get picked back up, they'd bring me back on. But it was still just crushing to lose the job. And unfortunately, emergency medicine was one of the hardest hit.
And so, off the ice, packing up his gear, Dan heads back home, where he returns to his new reality, scouring the message boards, looking for job openings.
When a veteran, gets visibly disabled, particularly losing arms or legs, and then overcomes and everything, it's a great inspiration. I'm like, when you show up for a job interview and you have a hook, like your job interview is over, and you see it on people's faces as soon as you walk in.
Some veterans succumb to depression, Dan tells us, giving into vices that numb the pain. But this vet is determined to keep busy. From working on his Mustang to one of many home projects.
I laid the tile, cut it all myself. Same thing with the flooring.
It's a honey-do list Dan's girlfriend Missy made that's a lot more than just crossing off chores.
I am an Air Force flight nurse, and so we've had to bring guys home that are not in the best of shape mentally. And so I know the importance of having a very good well-being.
For Dan, that means keep moving, rather than letting the past catch up and consume him. Back on the ice, those thoughts quiet down, almost disappear.
It's nice to be somewhere where you're not an inspiration. You're just another guy working the ice. And we come here and take out frustrations on the ice, hitting the pucks, and then go have a beer afterwards and build each other back up.
These days, Dan's the one who needs it most. But there's a job out there for him somewhere. He knows he'll find it. And when he does, he'll be ready to help the next person. That's what teammates, veterans, do. Kate McVeigh, Spectrum, Bay News 9.